Hi and welcome to Yoga with Glenn. I'm Glenn. Today I have a flow for you that's good for athletic performance and recovery. Even if you're not an athlete, this is still a very doable yoga flow. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hop in some comfy clothes, some performance clothes if you like. Hop on your mat and let's get started. Before we get started with our yoga flow, it's important to get in tune with your breath. So let's begin feet hip width apart in Tadasana. Nice open heart space, level chin, arms down by the side, palms facing in or out. And we're going to take a few breaths together just to establish our breath. So inhale through the stomach, through the nose. Exhale through the nose, let the stomach fall. Inhale, stomach, ribs expand outward, and then exhale either through the nose, through the mouth. Let everything go. This time we're going to inhale, stomach out, ribs expand, chest lifts and opens, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly. It's important to use your breath to get through these postures since we will be working breath to movement. So establishing a good breath right off the bat is very important, and it's always something that you can come back to. So let's begin. Let's take a breath in, circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead, and then dive forward, forward fold. I'm going to turn here on my mat, but in your forward fold, have a generous bend in the knee for this first one. Feel the length on the back side of the body. Let the arms hang heavy. You can rock back and forth, side to side. Play around a little bit. And when you're ready with an inhale, we'll halfway lift, extending through the spine, extending through the crown. Arms either just above the, or hands either just above the knee or on the shin. And just making this nice 90-degree angle with the body. And then an exhale, fold again. And then we'll slowly rise, straightening the legs, rolling up one vertebrae at a time until you're standing nice and tall in Shavasana again. A slight bend in the knees, drive the hands and arms forward and up, a slight back bend, pushing the hips forward. And then exhale, dive forward, standing forward fold. Still a bend in the knees if you like, enough to let the torso rest against the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. We'll circle the arms up this time, touching the palms overhead, and then bring the hands down to heart center. Load up into the legs again. Drive the hands and arms forward and up. Slight back bend, a little bit bigger this time. Push the hips forward. And then swan dive, arms come apart. Forward fold. Keep that bend or straighten the legs if you like. Just a nice micro bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands this time. Stepping back with the right leg. Forward with the left leg if you need to, if you need the space. And then inhale, rise up into high lunge. We'll start here in high lunge since this is a yoga flow for athletes. We'll start in the highest position and then exhale, fold forward, plant the hands on the mat again, step back into high plank, this high push-up position, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga vinyasa, flip the toes, and upward facing dog with an inhale. And with an exhale, downward facing dog. Since this is our first downward facing dog, you can pedal out the feet, still taking it a little bit slow here. A couple breaths here in this position. And when you're ready and you've come to stillness, inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. And then exhale, step that through between the hands. Set yourself up for that high lunge again, and then with an inhale, rise up, high lunge.
And then exhale, fold, and with an inhale, step forward with the back leg into that halfway lift with an inhale. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, circle the arms up. Touch the palms overhead and bring the hands down to heart center. Adjust your footing if you need to, feet hip width apart, and then when you're ready, load up into the legs, drive the hands and arms forward and up, back bend, and then exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back, opposite leg this time. Setting yourself up for that high lunge. Try to keep this back leg straight. And then when you're ready, inhale. Rise up, high lunge, and then exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back into high plank, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then exhale. Meet me in downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, three-legged dog, and then with an exhale, step that through between the hands, setting yourself up again for that high lunge. And when you're ready, inhale, rise up, high lunge, and then exhale. Down, plant the hands, and then with an inhale, step forward into halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead, and bring the hands down to hearts. Load up into the legs once more. Drive the hands and arms up. Back bend, push the hips forward, and then dive forward with an exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back with the left leg. Set yourself up for that high lunge. Make it nice and wide if you can. Arrow the back foot. That's heel over toes. And then when you're ready, inhale. High lunge, rise up. And then warrior two. Open up. Back toes facing out. Front toes facing forward. Nice, deep warrior two. Gazing over the front hand. Pulling the arms apart. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, come forward, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. And then exhale, windmill the arms down. Plant the hand. Turn the back foot. And we'll inhale, rise, high lunge. And then take a twist over this bent knee. Trying to look back at this back hand while up in this high lunge. And exhale, come down to the ground, staying nice and stable. Try not to use this hand to plant on the ground. Just keep the weight. Really using the core here, really using the legs. And inhale, come back up. Keep the balance. And exhale, down. Try to have this arm straight up in the air. If you need this opposite hand to balance, obviously you can use it. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. One last time. Inhale, rise. Sweep the right arm by the right thigh, high lunge, and then exhale down. Plant the hands. Step back to high plank. Shift forward, lower down. Another chaturanga vinyasa. Upward facing dog, and then when you're ready, meet me in downward facing dog. Take a second here. Adjust what you need to. Regain your composure. Catch your breath if you need to. And when you're ready, lift the right leg, three-legged dog, and then exhale. Step that through between the hands. Back leg follows with an inhale. Halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead. And then bring the hands down to heart center.
Adjust what you need to adjust. I'm going to take a step back from this window a little bit. Hair, clothes, sweat, whatever you need to. Same thing, opposite side. Load up into those legs. Drive the arms forward and up. And exhale. Dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back. Set yourself up for that wide, high lunge. Try to keep this back leg straight. And when you're ready, inhale. Rise up. High lunge. Warrior two. Open up. Make it a nice, deep, proper warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, forward to extended side angle. Inhale, back up to warrior two. And windmill the arms down. Plant the hands. Turn the back foot and then rise up back to that high lunge. Take that twist over this front knee. Trying to look at this back hand, and then we'll exhale down to the ground. This arm is up. Trying to use that core strength, using those legs. Inhale, rise, and then exhale, shift forward. If you need this hand for balance, obviously you can use it. Inhale, rise, stay stable, keep your balance. Exhale down one more time. And then inhale, rise. Sweep this arm by the thigh. High lunge. And then exhale. Hands forward. Step back, high plank. Shift forward, lower down with an exhale. Chaturanga vinyasa. Flip the toes, upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Again, take a second. If you need it, pedal the feet. Adjust yourself, whatever you need to do. And then come to stillness with an inhale. Lift the left leg. And exhale. Step that forward between the hands. Step forward with the back leg with an inhale. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up. Touch the palms overhead and exhale. Bring the hands down to heart center. Now bring the feet to touch. Make sure there's some space in front of you. And sink back into chair pose. Weight on the heels. Mostly on the heels, of course. Keep that 3-point contact in the foot. Bring the arms up. This is chair pose, almost like you're sitting down into a chair. Take another step back here. And bring the arms down in front of you. Open up for this chair twist. Try to keep the knees in line with each other. Sweep the arm. Inhale, back bend, push the hips forward, and then exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead, and bring the hands down to heart center as you sink back down into your chair pose. Really squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the lower legs together. Inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, take your twist to the opposite side. Inhale, sweep the arm. Come up into a back bend. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, circle the arms up. Touch the palms overhead, and when you bring your hands down to heart center, sink back into that chair pose once more. Take a breath here.
Smooth inhale. Easy exhale. I'm going to take a different variation of twists in our chair pose. And we're going to squeeze the thighs together. Try to keep the knees in line. Bring your right elbow to at least the middle of your thighs, opening yourself up. If you can bring it to the outside of the thighs, that's great. Or if all you can do is the middle it is. Pressing the hands together, trying to open up the shoulders. Looking up at the ceiling if you're able to. Inhale, back to center. And exhale. Over to the other side, elbow on the inside, or in the middle of the thighs, or on the outside of the opposite thigh if you're able to. Pressing the hands together, looking up at the ceiling. A breath or two. And inhale, back to center. Drive the arms forward and up, pushing the hips together, or pushing the hips out in front. And then exhale. Dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back into downward facing dog. And with an inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. And then when we exhale, the right knee will come to the right wrist. Right ankle will come to the left wrist. And we'll set ourselves up for pigeon pose. Walk the back knee back. If this right ankle falls a little closer to the left hip, that's okay. Bring yourself down. If you have a block or bolster or pillow that you want to put under yourself, that's great. Or if you can extend your arms out, bring your forehead to the ground, that's great. We want our hips to remain level. We want our upper back to remain level. And you really want to feel the stretch on the inside of the leg and on the glute on the right side. And we'll be here for just a couple breaths. It's a good time if you've been breathing in and out through the nose. It's a good time to exhale through the mouth. Let out some of that heat that we've built up. If you've followed all the way along in this video, that's great. Good job. This is not an easy flow. So if you've kept up, that's awesome. Great job. As you breathe, this posture will get easier and easier. Just make sure you continue to utilize the breath. After your next exhale, begin to peel yourself up off the ground. Bring the shoulders over the hips if possible. Bring the back knee forward, one step at a time. And then we're going back into that three-legged dog. With the right leg, with an inhale and exhale. Put the leg down. And with an inhale, we'll lift the left leg. So left knee will go to left wrist. Left ankle will go to the right wrist. And exhale. Make that happen. Walk the back knee back. And bring the torso down, feeling length on the inside of the leg, feeling length on the glute here. And make sure to breathe smooth and steady. Now, if one side feels different than the other, that's completely okay, completely normal. If it's easier on one side versus the other, still okay. You have a student side and a teacher side. If you need to make any adjustments, grab any props, you still have time to do so. Make sure the breath is steady. After your next exhale, inhale and slowly peel yourself up off the ground. Walk the back knee in just a couple steps. And then we're going to set ourselves up for that three-legged dog with the left leg. And inhale, three-legged dog, and exhale. Set the foot on the ground. Bring the knees to the mat wide. Bring the big toes to touch and sink the hips back so they touch the heels or get pretty close. The arms you can extend out. Forehead on the ground or on something, a block, a blanket, whatever you need. Make yourself comfortable. Still with the steady breath. Still sinking into this posture. After your next exhale, begin to slowly rise. Bring the shoulders over hips once more. Bring the thighs together, knees together, shins together. And then we'll switch so we're sitting on the toes. And then lift yourself up into hero's pose, hands stacked. And with an inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, take a twist over to the left side, right arm on left thigh, left arm on the ground behind you, looking back over the left shoulder. And with an inhale, chin to front shoulder. And exhale, chin to back. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, a twist to the opposite side. An opportunity to wring out all the work we just did. Even though it was a little short period of work, it was very intense. Inhale, chin to front shoulder. And exhale, chin to back. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms come down to the mat and bring the legs around. Come down onto the bottom. Scoot forward just a tiny bit on your mat. Extend the arms and then roll slowly onto your back. Once your head touches the mat, float the knees up. And then drop the knees over to the right side. Arms come out to a T. If you need to, take the right arm and just give your leg a little bit of pressure. If your knees are coming apart, you want to intensify the stretch here. And remember to breathe into this posture. Release any modifications that you have. And when you're ready, inhale, bring the knees back up to center. I'm going to shift my hips over, and then when you're ready, exhale, everything falls to the left. Again, if you want to just bring a little bit of pressure to this top leg, just rest the left hand on it. Other arm still out to a T. And breathe. After your next exhale, return your modifications, return your arms out to a T, and float the knees back to center. Bring the knees to the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, and give yourself a big hug. Bring the knees to the chest even further. And inhale, and then exhale, release. Extend the legs out. Arms down on the ground, palms facing up. If you need any props for your Shavasana, gather them now. A blanket under the knees or head or shoulders. Anything you'd like to set yourself up for a very comfortable Shavasana. And in this corpse pose, it's important to just take a moment, relax the entire body after our little bout of work that we did. And I like to start from the toes, bring them to a rest, let the heels rest heavy on the earth. Let the lower leg rest heavy. You feel the air pass underneath the knees. Surrender the weight of the hips, the shoulders, the upper arm, the lower arm. Feel the air pass through the fingers. Surrender the weight of the back of your head. Let the eyes roll back into their orbits. Let the tongue fall back into the lower palate. And imagine your brain sliding to the back of your skull. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Just be at ease. the work we did today was great for lower body, great for the core. It was intense work. Thank your body for it. Be grateful for your body. I'll leave you with the thoughts of everything your body can do for you. I'll talk to you again soon in a small slice of time. As we begin to come out of this corpse pose, Shavasana, start to bring awareness to your body. Start with the fingertips, the toes. We invite some small movements. Wiggle the toes, the fingers, roll the ankles, the wrists, whatever movements you like. Eventually point the toes, bring the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Turn the arms, bend one knee, place the sole of the foot on the ground. Press off that foot and roll over to your side. Use your arm as a pillow in this fetal posture, this recovery posture from our corpse pose. Eventually we will press ourselves up to Sukhasana, or easy cross-legged seat. But we don't want to do that too quickly. As we just brought our energy level down, it's important to give our nervous system just a second. When you're ready, and whenever you're ready, press yourself up to that easy seat. Cross at the ankles, tall spine, open heart, level chin. Great work today in this performance and recovery flow. I know it wasn't easy. You can see I was sweating. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something out of it, even if you're not an athlete. To close out, let's take one last breath together. Then we'll inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.